what I wanted to do was kind of show you where the free games are. I know that one of the big struggles that some content creators have is that they end up looking for they're like, what do I play, you know, how am I going to play, and they look at the games, and Game Pass is nice and all that stuff, but at the same time it's like, what am I going to play, and it's $80 and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Also, the gaming environment is so saturated by the same, I don't know, 10 games. Everybody goes and plays, you know, Destiny. Everybody goes plays Minecraft. Everybody goes, jumps on the, you know, Claire Obscure 33 bandwagon. Everybody goes, you know, the Black Myth Wukong. Okay, where do I find these? How do I do it? I'm going to take a different direction on this and kind of say there are other games out there that as wonderful as those other games are, and I'm not saying don't play them, and they can be really, really good and they can be helpful. But if you're looking for games that are going to be kind of heart-wrenching or really weird, interesting experiences, things that you're going to be able to put together, something really different, maybe even grab a niche that is going to look different on YouTube or look different in shorts, then there are places you can go to find games that are pretty good, that can be AA, even AAA, but indie darlings, all kinds of stuff that ends up being far more interesting to stream, to make videos about, to make shorts about, to write reviews of. And so I've got 5 different sites that I want to show you that I go to for these games and kind of show you how they work. The first one is Keymailer. If you don't know what Keymailer is, it is a fantastic, really, really good site that a lot of different game publishers use to be able to promote their games. And it is a vast swath of opportunities for gaming. You go in, you create your account, you tell them what kind of games you like, you tell them what platforms you have, you tell them where your stuff is, you know, like you if you have a review site that you do, you know, like, or that you blog on or something, what your social, you tell them the whole 9 yards. Right. And then they actually use that to create a profile for you that allows you to see games that are good for your size, or games that, you know, are within your interest. And then they'll send you emails, and you might like these ones. I'm always amazed at how many there are. If I click on any of them, it'll give me the basic overview of what the game is. It'll give me usually there's some GIFs that you can kind of see what's going on. Often there's a video that you can watch within there. And then you can choose over here. I'd like to, if it's not available yet, you know, follow. If it is available, we'll go find one that is available. You can request it, right? And so therefore, if you hit the request button, it will, what platform do you want it on? What are you going to create? You know, it on like Twitch, you're going to do YouTube, you're going to do because I'm on TikTok as well. And how for sure are you going to be making content? Because if you're like, I will definitely make content on Twitch, and please send me a Steam platform, you're much more likely to get it. So, but if it's like, I don't know, I'm thinking about it, they might still send it to you, right? They might still send it to you, but the more that you engage and the more honest you are with these sites, the more likely they are to work with you. So if you say yes and you want to do it 100%, put it into your schedule, make sure you do it, and then come back and report that you did it. And then that way they know that you're serious, right? They know that you're serious about it. If you're completely stacked, like you get to the end, and like I got one today that or I guess it was a few days ago, and it was like, I thought about playing it, I said yes, and I'm like, man, I can't fit that in. I just went and I said, no, you know, I'm stacked right now, I can't fit it in, or that's not my kind of game. Sometimes they'll shoot me a game and it'll be a horror game. I don't play horror, so I just like, I can't play that, it's not my kind of game. And they've never penalized me, it's never been a big deal. You go to the keys section, and it can be pretty crazy. Like, so that, yeah, this is what they I think it was Meganaut. See if this is the right one. Yeah, they sent me this. This is exactly what it was. It's pure horror, scary as flip. And I'm like, no, I will not be doing that. So I declined it, and it was really not that big a deal. I've done many games through them, and they've always a good experience when it comes to my time with Keymailer. They've never been a problem. They've never climbed up my butt about anything. They're always nice. Occasionally the game has been a dud, but more often than not, it's I try to pick ones that I know I'm gonna like. So you just go on here and you look through and you find yourself some games. Like, so there are AAA games like Doom: The Dark Ages is on here, right? If I wanted to play Doom, I probably could. Sometimes it'll tell you what the minimum requirement is, as in like what you need to have in order for it to be on your channel. Like you got to have 30 viewers as an average, or you got to have like so many followers or so many subscribers, or otherwise you're not allowed to do that. And when you plug in all your information into the portal, it'll be able to tell you whether or not you can or not. And then you just hit request. Maybe you get it, maybe you don't. But I find that if you go through and you look for all the different keys, where are we at? No, browse. And you just kind of go, okay, which ones do I like? You request, and you'll get some of them. I don't recommend you request a whole bunch, because if you are found out to be, this is my guess, so I don't know if this is true because I've never done it, but if you keep wanting them and then keep rejecting them and keep wanting them and then rejecting them, you're going to be a waste of time, because these producers, like the game producers, they have to go on and they have to approve stuff and they have to get in there, and it's like it's work for them, and so you end up becoming more of a liability. So really take it seriously which ones you want. But there's 1,000, a million billion different games of all kinds. Some of it you'll never heard of, some of it you'll never hear of, some of it is AAA, some of it is AA, some of it's so much of it is horror. Some really cool indie stuff, things you'd never know otherwise, and it's worth a look. The second one is LurkIt. LurkIt is very similar, but a bit more automatic. So if you go to the keys, so Clear Obscure, that's a game that I would love to play. I think I'd really enjoy it. It's a story game. It's it's got an easy mode, so I'm good. But it will literally say that you need to have a certain amount of viewers in order for them to send it to you. It won't let you unless you meet the requirements. I think the requirements for this one are 25 average. So like 3 months ago, I could have requested it, but because things have tanked and my heart hurts because of it, it's I can't request it. So my job is to figure that out and try to grow and et cetera, et cetera. But there's lots and lots, and some of them are pretty crazy. Like we're on Thursday, we're playing Steel Seed. So on Thursday, I looked at this one and I'm like, oh, that's pretty rad. It's got a good story. It's robot-y, cyber, so it fits kind of the things that I enjoy doing. When I was watching the trailer, it had like a really good voiceover. It seemed to have a kind of a story about whether or not you can fit into society and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Very near Automata. So I requested it. I'm like, okay, sure, give me, boop, and I will request it. I'll play it on Thursday. They do have embargoes. So the embargo is really important. You screw that up and you're in real big trouble. The embargo is basically the date that you're not allowed to stream it before, or not allowed to play it before, not allowed to release your content before. And sometimes they are a month in advance, sometimes a couple of weeks in advance. Often I've found that most of them are already passed. Like this embargo was on April 21st. So it's well past, and I'm playing it today and it was not that big a deal. Once you do make content, you get to submit your content. So when I went here, I'll see if I can, maybe I can do it. Heading out. Okay, submit content. Okay, I don't know why this wasn't on, but I totally did it. There it is, right there. Boop, boop. I did it. Next. Submit content. Yay. I thought I did that, but I did complete it. So that's LurkIt. It's worth looking at. It's worth signing up for. They don't have as many keys as Keymailer. Keymailer seems to be the big boy in this. LurkIt though is a little bit smaller maybe, but they do have different games. They're not always the same games. Next is the itch.io featured games feed. It is worth looking at. Some of the games are kind of yucky. Some of the games are, like can be hentai and stuff like that. It's all mixed up, but some of the games are children's games, some are mobile games. So when you go to itch.io, there is a ton of software, but the games themselves are just like, they're the indie of indies, the weirdest looking things. So if you look at these ones, like, I don't know, there's some weird stuff, man. There's some really weird stuff. So here's one where you play pill roulette by taking pills and seeing what happens until you die. you know? If you are looking for something a bit weirder, a bit more off kilter, something that's going to be, you know, and I played a few of them where one of my favorite games of all time came off here. It is so weird. It is such a weird game. Here, I'll share it so you guys can be subjected to it as well. We played this a while back, but it's free. You just download it, you get it, you play. It's very, very silly and very, very weird. Worth digging through. It takes a bit more work. So like, if you ever wonder, where do they find these games that all of a sudden go viral, like Only Up and things like that? It's usually on something like this, where they go through and they just kind of scan through. Like, I want to try this one that looks interesting, and then it goes. But like I said, some of them are garbage. A lot of them are game jam games. And so if you don't know what a game jam is, it's basically they sit down and then in 24 hours or 12 hours or 72 hours, they create a game. And then, I mean, why wouldn't you just pop it up here and be like, hey, I made this in a day, which means it's not going to be polished, but sometimes it can be kind of fun. Next one is Indie Games Plus. So Indie Games Plus has, they review indie games. Some of them cost money. Like Tome 2 is going to cost you some bucks. Here you go. I think Cassette Boy was free. See if I can find it. Nope, that's another one. Anyway, some of them are. And some of them are demos, or maybe you even find it on here. There you go, Cassette Boy. So I found it on here on Indie Games Plus, and then I went to Keymailer, and it's on there, so Cassette Boy. And it's be released, it's not been announced. I can request it. When is it going to be out? Sometime in 2025. But it looks interesting, so why not? Boop, request it. You never know. This is your sort of, not last resort, but it has a bunch. So this is a subreddit called FreeGameFindings. And what it's a lot of it's garbage. A lot of it is, you know, like just not cool stuff. But if you're looking for it, it's one more place to go. Some of it, like for example, which one was it? Smurfs 2. Okay, yeah. So if you want to play Smurfs 2 and get it for free, right? You have to do some stuff. Log in here, do your whatever, get the points, and like if you jump through some hoops, and then you can get the game for free. I won't do that because I don't want to sell my information. But sometimes what's nice about this one is you can go and you can it'll actually have some people talking about it, so you can be like, is this game any good? You know, it's all right, you know, it's not bad, I tried it, I got it a while back, blah blah blah. It's worth it if you're looking for something. And I would say that if you even once every couple weeks, or just kind of run through these things and are like, what's new on here? I'm going to request 2 or 3. What's new on here? I'll request 2 or 3. I'll go look through itch.io and see if anything sticks out. And then I'll, this one here, I just read in the morning because it's on my feed. I have an RSS feed and it just kind of comes to me. And if it looks cool, I'll think about it. And then this one is like, if if you're willing to dip your toe into the weirdness, by all means do, because Reddit is Reddit, as you know. Let's do a couple more that just kind of come off the top of my head. Prime Gaming. If you are an Amazon like Amazon Prime subscriber, there are 1 million billion games you can get for free. When I start doing my indie games more on Thursdays, this is where I'm going to be dipping into. Like, I'm never going to pay for Fashion Police Squad, but I might play it. If I show you my launcher, because I've been doing this for a few years, this is games that I've never paid a dime for, and that I've been collecting over the last, 2 years? Like, all free. Didn't pay for any of them. And some of them are really, really good. Boomerang Foo is a blast. Tengam is a blast. What else? Batman Telltale, that was a big one. I really liked that one. Planet Alpha was the first game that really introduced me to how beautiful a game could be. Candleman, it actually ended up on my shirt. We had such an impact with Candleman. I actually made, part of my merch. So yeah, it's there's a lot of really good stuff on here. And Sunshine picked out the last one, and that is Epic. And that is, they always have something free, right? They always have something free. Every Thursday at 11 a.m. my time, they have some free game that pops in, 1 or 2 sometimes. Sometimes it's DLC for another game. Sometimes it's an indie. Sometimes it's really expensive. Like if I go through my Epic Games list, I've gotten like 1 million and some of them really expensive games on here. I got there's a few that I want to play. Like I got Shredder's Revenge on here, right? That was a big one. There's another one that I really wanted to play. I wanted to play Eternites. That looked really cool. But there was another Rotato. I played that with my daughter the other day. And again, you don't have to review any of these. You don't have to do anything with them. They just come free. Sifu. That's the other one. I wanted to play Sifu, right? But it's expensive and it's a hard game. But they gave it to me for free and it's like worth $80 or something. Worth it. So you never have an excuse not to have a game. I wanted to do that because it's been on my mind for a while to share it with you guys. I want to make sure that everybody has access and to remember that it doesn't really matter what you play as a content creator. What matters is whether or not you enjoy it. They'll come and watch you, not the game. Why should they watch you? Well, because you bring something different to the table, you know? So if you want to bring something different, there's lots of options.